Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of June 21, 2025. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad, MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an Infantry Officer. The June 21st operation confirms continued momentum for Russian formations, particularly along the Donetsk-Zaporozhye axis. The liberation of Zaporozhye signals a shift in operational posture, likely setting conditions for encirclement maneuvers. The Ukrainian armed forces appear increasingly dependent on static defenses and international resupply, both of which are being systematically targeted. The attrition of electronic warfare capabilities and long-range precision systems, that is, HIMARS and JDAMs, will likely impede Ukraine's ability to conduct coordinated defense in depth. The growing degradation of Ukrainian manpower, coupled with sustained loss of critical logistics infrastructure, may force reallocation or withdrawal across multiple axes within the next operational cycle.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, we understand that tonight's operations included a major combined arms strike. Can you walk us through the objective and outcome of that mission?
Yes, this evening we executed a precision group strike using air, land, and sea-based high-precision weaponry in concert with strike unmanned aerial vehicles. Our target package focused on two critical assets, a military airfield and a fuel and energy complex that has been directly supplying Ukrainian frontline logistics in Donbass. Both of these targets were selected based on intelligence indicating heightened resupply activity and drone sortie launches. The outcome was tactically decisive. We confirmed direct hits on all designated objectives. The airfield's operational capacity was effectively neutralized, and the fuel infrastructure, critical to Ukrainian mechanized maneuver elements, was destroyed. Operationally, this sets back their ability to conduct large-scale maneuver or support high-consumption assets like armored columns and mobile artillery.
Let's look at the ground situation. What were the key developments among the frontline troop groups?
The tempo of ground operations has intensified. Our North Group of forces made significant progress, particularly in Sumy region. Through coordinated infantry advances supported by indirect fire and ISR-driven precision targeting, we were able to degrade 5 Ukrainian formations, including airborne assault and mechanized brigades. This allowed us to seize more advantageous terrain near settlements such as Besilovka and Novaya Sich. Further south in Kharkiv, we disrupted the cohesion of several territorial and National Guard units. By doing so, we prevented any effective lateral reinforcement of the northern axis. Losses on the Ukrainian side exceeded 160 personnel, with material losses including combat vehicles, artillery systems, and key ammunition stockpiles.
How did the West and Southern groups fare in their sectors?
The West Group carried out highly successful operations around Kupiansk and Petropavlovka. These engagements featured a combination of mechanized infantry pushes and deliberate artillery shaping fires. We neutralized a tank, 2 armored vehicles, and a number of supply vehicles, most critically eliminating a U.S.-manufactured M777 howitzer. That particular system has been used effectively by Ukrainian forces for counter-battery fire, and its removal reduces pressure on our maneuver units.
And the Southern group of forces?
In the southern axis, the Southern Group executed a series of flanking movements against Ukrainian airmobile and mountain assault brigades near Konstantinovka and Chasov Yar. We inflicted over 180 casualties and destroyed several material supply points, including a key electronic warfare station. This particular gain not only affects tactical engagements but begins to erode their broader command and control integrity in the Donetsk theater.
A major headline today is the reported liberation of Zaporozhye by the East Group. What does this signify?
Zaporozhye's liberation is both a tactical and strategic breakthrough. The city serves as a nodal logistics and transit hub for Ukrainian forces moving between the central Donetsk and southern Zaporozhye axes. Our operations were surgical, supported by reconnaissance strike integration and close infantry maneuver, allowing us to enter the city with minimal attritional cost. We simultaneously struck enemy formations in surrounding villages such as Timirovka and Malinovka, creating a tactical isolation effect that restricted Ukrainian retreat or counterattack options. The broader implication here is that with Zaporozhye under our control, we now hold the platform for future advances toward key defensive lines deeper in Ukrainian-controlled territory.
And in terms of joint fires, aviation, missile, and drone elements, what were the highlights today?
Today's Joint Fires campaign was concentrated on disrupting the enemy's second echelon support systems. That included drone production workshops, fuel storage sites, and forward ammunition dumps. These sites were engaged across 142 separate districts. This volume of strikes speaks to the efficiency of our ISR pipeline and the flexibility of our long-range fires doctrine. On the air defense front, our systems intercepted 4 U.S.-origin JDAM bombs and 97 Ukrainian UAVs. These are not trivial numbers. They reflect an increasingly desperate reliance on standoff attacks by Ukrainian forces, a strategy we're actively neutralizing through persistent air denial and electronic suppression.
With the Ukrainian forces absorbing such attrition, what does the operational picture look like in terms of momentum?
Momentum is shifting decisively in our favor. Ukrainian forces are exhibiting signs of overextension, particularly in the eastern and southern theaters. Our combined arms maneuver strategy, grounded in attritional degradation, mobility dominance, and logistics interdiction, is eroding their ability to sustain frontline defenses. Today's advances, especially in Zaporozhye and Donetsk, aren't isolated events. They represent the culmination of weeks of shaping operations. As we hold and expand these tactical gains, we're setting conditions for broader operational encirclements that will compress the battle space and eventually lead to the collapse of enemy operational coherence.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. Earlier today, Iran launched a missile barrage into Israel, triggering air raid sirens, but there is a media blackout about the number of casualties. A dire humanitarian situation persists in Gaza, with reports of deaths and injuries near food aid distribution sites. Internet and phone services are disrupted in Gaza, affecting humanitarian operations. Today, hospitals are facing challenging conditions, with one closing down. Concerns about famine and malnutrition, especially among children, are being raised by international bodies.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive frontline updates from commanders in theater.